What's your favorite thing about Finkler?
My favorite thing about Finkler is the fearlessness that he brings on the field. Like he throws his body around like a savage, like a maniac. And he really encouraged me to like bring that element of savageness to my game. It's awesome.
First thing that comes to mind when I think of Finkler is definitely the luscious mane, and more importantly that all season, even though he was hurt, he was always there on the sideline giving people advice, always there for the team, and he went to everything, and he's just a great all-around guy, and I hope him the best.
That's just tough. There's really nothing redeeming about him. No, he's a pretty great guy. He's really good at leading, and even though he hasn't been able to play much for the latter end of this season, he's been a massive presence.
I don't know, he's really helpful with everything. His knowledge is really helpful. I knew him because of Frisbee, and then I ended up hanging out with him over numerous breaks and stuff like that. Seeing him on New Year's Eve was pretty fun, and just overall, he's an awesome guy.
Finkler. Finkler's just a real cool guy. I really like drinking with him. He's fucking chill. He's really cool. He's also nasty at Frisbee too.
My favorite thing about Finkler is his outrageous mane of hair and his ability to have sex with so many women and just be the Jewish James Dean in general.
Hey Finkler. So, it's me, Josh. I want to say thank you again. I don't know where the toilet paper is. I don't want to wipe my ass though. But, you know, that was a great moment we had. We shared something really deep, I feel. You know, me not wanting to wipe my ass and you screaming at me for about 30 minutes. I feel like that was right. Was that right? Yeah, no, that was right. That had to be right. But, like, I appreciate it.
What's your favorite thing about Luke?
That he has an absolutely undying love for Ultimate. And there's nothing that's going to take that away from him. He's always going to love Ultimate. He's always going to love Harvard Lighthouse so much. And he's given so much to us on the field, off the field, that his legacy with this team is going to last forever.
Luke, my buddy. Luke was probably like one of the guys I could talk to about anything. He's just such a nice guy, and more importantly, like he knew everything about Ultimate. Like I knew nothing coming in this year, and he taught me a ton of stuff, and he welcomed me into this family, and I'm like eternally grateful for everything he's done for this team. Appreciate it.
Well, when he's not off getting laid almost every day, or no, that's really it actually. He's pretty good at Frisbee, but really like he's a sexy fucking guy. Like he has a lot of great attributes, but he is really good looking. So that's probably my favorite thing about Luke. That's all.
He's always funny, always trying to keep the mood light, no matter what the situation is.
About Luke, probably his passion for the game and how he's always trying to bring everybody up. So later on and off the field.
What's your favorite thing about Luke?
My favorite thing about Luke is how happy he is all the time.
My favorite thing about Luke is how he's such an interesting person. He was always really interested in everything that I had going on. He's very helpful with Frisbee. He knows everything.
My favorite thing about Luke is how fucking good at Frisbee he is. He's an absolute beast. He's a fucking savage. And I also like how he creeps on girls.
What's your favorite thing about Luke?
My favorite thing about Luke is just everything. How you're just so dedicated to this team. He's thriving in school, he's following his passion, and at the same time, he's always managing to free up whenever, if you need him, he'll help you out for any scenario. If you're locked out of your room, if you like possibly just want to smoke. But like anytime if you text him or call him, he'll always be there for you. That's what I love about Luke.
What's your favorite thing about Enderby?
I mean, he doesn't have many good qualities. I don't know, he's attractive, I guess. But no, like, dude, this guy's the shit out of people. Like, I gotta say. Like, I mean, yo, this bread is some good fucking bread. Yeah, Enderby. Overall, like, he's a really nice guy. He's very personable. Like, he smiles a lot. I like hanging around him. He can take a lot of shit from the team, which is like, it's always appreciated because we do give him a very good deal of shit. On the field, he's a monster. He skies everybody. He goes for throws that he should not go for, and like normal human beings will not pull him down, but Enderby will.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. My favorite thing about Enderby, well, aside from being my Puzzles and Dragons mentor, and you know, really showing me the ways of getting combos, we tend to get shredded at the gym pretty often together. You know, flies, buys, tries, anything that kind of rhymes in that, and shoulders sometimes too. Also, yeah, he's pretty good at frisbee.
What's your favorite thing about Enderby?
Oh, Enderby. I think that Enderby, the best thing is that he knows his limits. He doesn't, at the same time, he'll go beyond for anything. Like, if he sees a disc and it's like 15 feet or even more, like farther than him, he will still lay out and die for that shit. He doesn't give two fucks because he's a boss. Also, I respect him for like the person who he is. He's helped me out so much throughout Frisbee, given me a lot of advice, helped me outgrow some of the things. The touching thing, I'm getting better with Enderby, right? You just gotta accept me for that. But I'd say that every single time we were put together as I was the rookie and you were the veteran, it was a blast.
His complete lack of respect for his own health. He'll just like lay out for a disc and then injure himself, and that's great.
Enderby. Well, I love his gorgeous six-pack, his beautiful pecs, nice round nipples, basically his body as a whole. It's beautiful.
My favorite thing about Enderby is he's always really helpful. He's always helping me with throws. He's really impressive how he skies people. He's very athletic. I hope one day I can be as athletic as he is.
What's your favorite thing about Chris Enderby?
Oh God, that's a great question. My favorite thing about Chris Enderby is probably that he steals everybody's shit all the time, and that he breaks people's legs, and that he's a big asshole. Also, he helps me at the gym and stuff. He's taught me a lot of new throws and shit like that. So even though he's a piece of shit, he's kind of helpful too.
Well, I can talk about Enderby a lot. He's been my very good friend for 3 years now, and my roommate for 2. He was definitely one of my closest friends when I came onto this team. We attached immediately. Something I could say about him that a lot of people can't is that I know more on a personal level than most people, because a lot of people just joke with him, so do I, but there's been times where we could sit each other down and talk man to man and about stuff that's really going on in our lives. Like, he's helped me with my breakup. He's there for me whenever I want to listen to something, whenever he wants to listen to me. He could be there just to play Smash till 7 in the morning. Like, Chris Enderby's always there when you need him, and it's amazing. What's your favorite thing about Eric Sherman?
Eric Sherman, his ability to drink low-quality alcohol at astounding rates and just be oddly intense on the field and be fucking hideous and and have a surprisingly low amount of facial hair for a 24-year-old.
Eric Sherman is one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's one of the only people I've ever seen drunk in the very early morning and still being a very highly functioning individual.
What's your favorite thing about Sherman?
Oh, my favorite thing about Sherman is definitely his energy on the sideline and like during the game, because he's really good at bringing everybody up, and he's always really loud, kind of like me. And I like feeding off his energy on the field.
Probably the thing I'm going to miss most about Sherm is his love and passion for not just Ultimate, but everything he does. Whether it's sports, even video games. But more importantly, close friends. He's always like coming up and asking how anyone is and wondering how he could better someone else. And it's amazing. He's pushed me throughout these years and been someone I can rely on for a long time.
I love how Sherm's always trying to find something that he can do to improve the team. Whether he's on the sideline, getting everybody up and giving information to people that are on the line. And he's always giving his heart out like, on the field.
What's your favorite thing about Sherm?
My favorite thing about Sherm is probably how aggressive he is. It kind of scares me. Like on the field, he's always yelling and screaming. It seems like he's very angry at us. But like, he's always pumped to have a team win and shit.
Sherman. Besides his middle name being boring, my favorite thing about Sherman is, well, he really, like, he's an influence on the field and all, but he is like team drinker. He taught us how to drink, and that's really good for the team. You know, he's always busting them back at the hotel, getting us all rowdy for the next game. You know, he's 10 deep. We're like maybe 2 deep, and he's still going. So that's my favorite thing about Eric the Loring Sherman.
What's your favorite thing about Nick Flip?
Nick Flip. I love playing on the field with Nick Flip because he has like this energy about the way he plays. I feel like we sync on the field so well. Like we think very similarly on the field. I think we have great chemistry. And then like off the field, he's such a funny guy. Like always making me laugh on the sidelines and parties and shades. He's awesome. Love that guy.
Nick Flip, just his outrageous presence on the field and his ability to hang dog.
Well, aside from being a absolute beast on the field, I like his crazy beatboxing and the fact that we have matching ugly sweater jerseys.
He's always just like so energetic and like always ready to play, and like the fact that he flew down to South Carolina just to like play in one tournament with us. It's just dedicated.
What's your favorite thing about Nick Flip?
The Nick Flip, gratuitous bids.
What's your favorite thing about Bubbles?
Oh, his little temper tantrums. All the little ones I see everywhere, on the field, in the library especially, and just GSU. Him doing his little, walks.
My favorite thing about Bubbles is that you can say 5 words to him and he will be pissed off at you for the rest of the day.
My favorite thing about Bubbles is probably his voice. It's so whiny, it's almost adorable. It's like on the edge of being annoying, but I like it.
How much he does like behind the scenes as the president. And there'd be a lot that probably wouldn't happen on the team if he didn't do it.
My favorite thing about Bubbles is that he's always going to be a phone call away. Whenever I wanted to talk to him, or whenever he needed to talk to me about anything, he'd always just come down or text me or give me a phone call. And it would not matter what we're doing, we always had the time for each other. I'm going to miss him a lot. I'm going to miss playing video games with him, having hearts to hearts, talking about whatever girl he likes or who I like. And I know he's going to be a friend I could have for a while.
Justin Bubbles Glasser gives so much to this team for his friends, and we don't deserve it. But then he texts me like 11 o'clock at night saying he feels like he doesn't do enough for this team. And then I have to tell him that, you know, that's absolute bullshit. You know, he gives his heart and soul to this team till he sacrifices so much, puts everything on the line for us, and then he still wants to do more. And that's a dedication that's just incomprehensible to the rest of the team. We don't deserve him, but he deserves so much, and he gives everything he possibly can for this team, and that's what I love about Justin.
What's your favorite thing about Lucas?
Oh man, he's just the nicest guy ever. Tops me in every single way, and his innovation with throws and how crazy he can be out there.
Lucas, shit. The fact that he doesn't stop smiling, and he's probably the most positive player I've ever played Ultimate with, hands down.
My favorite thing about Lucas is everything about Lucas. I love that guy so much. You could do a whole video about things I have to say about Lucas, because I've spent so much time with him, and I know how much he thinks about the team and how much he thinks about people on the team as individuals. He's such a thoughtful friend to everybody, and he really is thoughtful. Like he puts thought into everything he does. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing Lucas has ever said?
So one time, I think it was my freshman year, but I'm not sure. There was just a disc like on the sideline. We were doing a lap and throwing, and we were running by it, and Lucas said, "No, don't step on it. Stepping on a disc is like stepping on a baby. You only do it when you have to." And I just started dying laughing, and it's just something I'll never forget. And like, I mean, apparently I learned that if you have to step on a baby, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do for you. So, Lucas is ruthless.
Oh yeah, Lucas, brother. He's one of those badasses I'm talking about. He's a little small though, needs work on his lats. Now listen here, Lucas. If you really want to be a Lighthouse maniac, you need to start doing some pull-ups.
Probably every time that he makes a call, how he's always like, well, I don't know though. I don't know. I think he traveled. I don't know. And he always kind of like apologizes for making a call that he's going to stick with anyways. So I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take it back. Sorry.
Apparently he said, let's go objectify some of those bitches.
Okay. So one time, Lucas came up to me at a certain social event party that may or may not have been attended by female rugby players / and he came up to me wearing a cardboard Wolverine like claws because it was like a superhero themed party, and he was so drunk that he had unbuttoned his button down flannel entirely, and he stumbles up to me drunk as shit and says, "Deeps, let's go objectify those bitches." That was absolutely the funniest thing I've ever heard him say, because he's such a big supporter of like feminism and women's rights, and to hear that come out of his mouth is absurd, and it was great.
What's your favorite moment this whole season?
The first tournament over spring break. Like one of the last games we played, and everyone was miserable because it was just cold, and then like Luke and a few other guys just tried to get everyone really pumped up again, and were like sliding around in the mud and everything, and it just everything just kind of turned from there, and the rest of the day was really awesome.
It's definitely beating RPI at Easterns. We had battled so hard for so many games, for so many long points to come up short, like a lot of times that whole break, and then to like finally get a win, like was so vindicating. Like it just proved like that I really felt like we were a team that game, and we overcame a lot. Like when we overcame their bad calls and bad attitudes and persevered and won, and like that's what it's all about, and I'm never gonna forget that. Never gonna forget that.
My favorite moment of the season, brother, was when those pansies at RPI thought they could beat us. But what are you gonna do, RPI, when you have 10 million Lighthouse maniacs running wild on you?
I mean, like, it's kind of unfortunate, but it was like the day that our season ended.
I think my favorite memory from this season was after our pretty disappointing Sunday of sectional.
My favorite moment, and the one that really stuck with me, is the time we had directly after sectionals.
Favorite moment of the season was probably just when we got to spring break, and just the fact that every time I could step outside of the room and just see like the guys just chilling with like either drinks or whatever, like playing some games or just screwing around like they always do. It just like got to me like on a deeper level, like this is really like a family, and like everyone knows each other and everyone's like got each other's back. It was just really special. It was just like an awesome time.
Me, Luke, Mo, Zach got there early. We went up the waterfall, and then like we were like, we have to bring a team up here. And then at the end of sectionals, we had our circle talk, which is like always my favorite part of the season, because everyone says just such nice things about each other, and like the love and the brotherhood of our team is shown at that point more than any point in the season, and I love that. And then we got to go up and hike up this waterfall and just chill in the beauty of nature. And then there were these crazy like hoop net things on the fields, and we played some like Goaltimate. I don't know if that's what it would be called, but like we played this game of like this weird game of Ultimate. It was just so fun and so casual. We just had a great time with that. And that day, that time after sectionals was my favorite part of the season.
How we still kind of like, I mean, we did the circle, which we always do, which is always really awesome. But then, you know, we walked up the waterfall and we were all hanging out, and we played that game. It was really fun. And even though like all of us were really disappointed in the way that it ended up, we still came together as a team, and we really we made the best out of what we had.
When we lost, and it was a heartbreaker, but somehow that brought us all close together, like more than it ever did throughout the whole season. And we all just, we're gonna leave. They're like, no, we gotta go see this waterfall. We went, took our shoes off, we were playing Ultimate in the waterfall, like throwing the disc, losing it, finding it, having a great time, taking pictures. And that was after the circle talk, which is always like heartwarming. And then we played the game with the Nets playing Ultimate, and that was a friggin' highlight. I loved it. The euphoria was just amazing throughout everyone, and it's something I really want to keep going throughout next season and keep this friendship and brotherhood together.
My favorite part of the season was being able to watch all the rookies really step up and grow.
My favorite moment of the season was scoring a point during high tide. Really made me feel that I accomplished a lot in the season, and thanks to the help of the people that are graduating, they really helped me achieve that. And they were really encouraging when I did well. So thank you for that.
When I scored that end zone, when I scored in South Carolina during sectionals.
What's your favorite moment of the season?
I'd say my favorite moment of the season was Luke DiOrio getting MVP of the Colgate game, because he got his teeth brushed, and the guy who gave his toothbrushing had a total boner for him, so it was a strangely homoerotic moment.
My favorite moment was sitting in the hotel at high tide, just hanging out, drinking some bourbon whiskey.
What was the funniest moment of the season?
One of the funniest parts of this season, may not be the funniest, but this comes to mind. At sectionals last weekend, I overhear a conversation on the field between, I think it's like Gabe, Sherm, Bubbles, and someone else. And all I hear is Bubbles talking about his sexual life. And that is probably like the most interesting thing I've ever heard of. And then it went even crazier than that. When we got back to the room, he was talking about his fantasies. He had everything. He's doctor fantasies, teacher fantasies. I now know that he wants to have sex wearing a full body condom. That's like his ideal way of having sex. I just think that that is very interesting and good for him, and I will probably never forget that moment.
That's a tie of either Josh Friedman falling off of a car at Lobster Pot or Gabe coming into my room in Myrtle Beach, looking at me and saying, Josh just whipped out his phone and started pulling up porn, and now everyone in his room's watching porn on his phone.
I think when Josh fell asleep on the toilet in Myrtle Beach.
Probably hearing Deebs' retelling of the Friedman incident.
Didn't wipe his butt. That's the best part. I could like handle it up to that point, but the fact that he just didn't wipe his butt after all of what happened is the funniest thing to me. I wrote it down on my phone so that I didn't forget that he didn't wipe his butt. I was afraid that I was like blackout and I would forget, but it was the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Oh yeah, the funniest moment of the season, brother. Bro, when that weirdo Josh Friedman shit his pants and didn't wipe. Let me tell you something, Josh. If you don't start cleaning up after yourself, I'm gonna be coming for you.
High tide. I think it was Tuesday night. If we all recall, a certain Josh Friedman getting real drunk, and then later being found in a bathroom with his pants down, as Finkler would say, hanging peen. That was probably my favorite part. And then he didn't wipe his ass, and he went to bed. And that was real good for the team, because now we have a great story to look back on.
I remember Nitesh telling Fink and Sherman at night while they were in our room, super drunk, probably high, about the drive down to South Carolina with Josh, and how Fancy Feast just fucking shit on him the whole time. So what happened was, Fancy told Josh to tell him his best joke, and so he did. Fancy pulls over, turns around, says, "Get out." And then Josh is just like, "What?" Fancy's like, "No, get out." He's like, "But I paid to be here." And Fancy stayed pulled over for like 5 minutes and was dead serious. And he fucking did it again. And I just remember Nitesh telling Fink and Sherman this story, and they were just laughing their asses off uncontrollably in the next bed. And they were just like, their faces were hurting, and that's just like, it was so funny to hear again. It was so great to see them having such a good time with that story.
On the ride home, no. On the ride there to South Carolina, when I was just trying to get the car a little more energized because we're all just sitting there tired, I asked Friedman to tell me a joke, his best joke. And he told me the worst thing my ears ever wanted to hear. And so I pulled the car over, I told him to get out. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Get out." He's like, "But I paid to be on the strip." I was like, "Alright, I'll pay for you to get out of this car then." And then it was just a fun ongoing shit on Josh Friedman's life for the next 13 hours. And that's really how our whole car bonded together better, and it was amazing.
definitely the night that Kellogg had to ride the doll thing the whole time. My personal favorite was the half hour that I had to ride it with him. And then I really liked making it suck his dick at the party the whole time. That was really fun.
Only thing first thing that popped to my head was wasn't lobster pop. Maybe it was lobster pop. Fucking when Sherm took casual dip in Splash Mountain. That was fucking hilarious.
What's your funniest moment of the season?
I think the funniest moment of the season was throwing back steel reserves with Deebs at 3 a.m., reciting entire SNL skits, and just chugging dick in general at that hotel.
I'd say when I had to do rookie night and I drank out of the toilet.
What was the funniest moment of the season?
The funniest moment of the season is probably driving to High Tide and meeting Josh for the first time.
What was the funniest moment of the season?
No doubt when Friedman fell off the golf court. That was funny as shit, because I was right there. I saw it happen. That was a highlight.
Funniest moment of the season was the entire car ride down to Myrtle Beach with Josh Friedman and everyone in the Natasha and fancy car. I loved every minute of it. Everything was funny. I'll remember it forever.
Who do you know the most?
I know. Just say that again.
No.
Know the most.
Who do you like know the most? No, stop, shut up.
Who do I know the most?
Shut the fuck up. Who do you know the most that you can talk about?
Nobody really. I was only here half the year, unfortunately.
So what can you answer?
So what can I answer? Nothing. I'm just an outsider. I should probably just go. I'm wasting my time. See you guys.
How high are you?
Not at all. I don't partake in any illegal drugs. I mean, I'm like 2.5 feet off the ground right now, something like that. I guess I'm 2.5 feet high. Go with that.
That's on camera. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
You hear what he said. Describe this season in 3 words or less.
3 words would be lots of improvement.
Full of teamwork.
A holistic approach.
Moist as shit.
Good.
Foreman. That's all I got.
Literally pro. Awesome, adventurous, and life-taking.
Life-taking.
So much bidding.
Describe the season in 3 words or less.
Sherm drinks a lot.
Let's say Sherm.
Never give up.
Savage. One. Savage.
Out fucking standing.
A life-changing experience.
So describe this season in 3 words or less.
I only need one. Unforgettable.
Best team ever.
All the seniors leaving this year, brother. We thank you. We love you. You made Hulk who he is today. We thank you for that. Signing off.
Who are you gonna miss the most?
Shit. Damn, I'm gonna miss everybody for so many different reasons.
This is a hard decision.
Who am I gonna miss the most? I mean, it can't be like just one person, you know?
I miss so many people for so many different reasons. I mean, they all impact me in a different way.
Who am I gonna miss most? It's hard to pick.
Miss the most. That's tough. I'm gonna miss them all a lot.
I can't pick one. I mean, I miss them all for their own qualities.
I just spent so much time, Lucas, doing what we do, doing our thing. Like, we just like carved out this little niche on the team where we like get high and hang out and you know, just be the chill, friendly dudes who you know, who bring people in and make people feel comfortable. And you know, I'm really gonna miss doing that with him. Yeah.
I have to say I'll miss Luke the most. He's taught me a lot in the few years I've had to play with him, and he's always made me feel like a big part of the team, no matter whether or not I was able to play or not.
Probably miss Enderby the most. We became really good friends over the last year. We were always going to the gym together, throwing, talking about Ultimate, and he's always helping me, like when we're at tournaments and stuff, and helping me improve.
I think I'm going to miss Nick Flip the most because he was one of the few people that I knew coming to this college. And since I've been here, he's helped me fit in with the Frisbee team. He taught me a lot about Frisbee, and he's just all around a great guy.
I'm probably going to miss Bubbles the most. Because I'm going to miss him most because he was the most friendliest, to me at least.
Lucas. Even though I don't know him that much, he's just the nicest person I've ever met, and probably will be.
I'll miss you, Bubbles. You know, you've helped me out with girls, you know, giving me some advice, and a lot of advice, and I feel like everything that you've done for this team and all the heart you put in is mad respect.
I mean, probably Lucas, because I feel like we'll see him the least, and I really like his way of being really polite and like keeping the intensity down to like below a level of being mean, which is something that we kind of need on the team because I'm an asshole and I make it that way. So he's really good at that, and I think we'll miss that a lot.
Who are you gonna miss the most?
Definitely sure.
The most, I would put Luke, Fink, and Sherm up there, just because I chilled with them since I was a rookie and had a lot of good times.
Luke would probably be one of the people I miss the most, just because he had like the first impression. He gave me the first impression of this team when just like the first practice I went to, and he was like on top of everything. And he just like, me and him, I felt like we connected like instantly, and especially at the first tournament where like we became like really close. Like I was not expecting to make a great relationship with a senior, especially on like the first few days of like being part of this team. And it's just like everything he's done for me, it's just like I want to give it back to this team when I'm a senior.
But I'm gonna have to say Flip and Enderby, because I've lived with them 2 years. I've grown so accustomed to seeing them every day and having amazing times, having bad times, relying on them, depending on them for anything that I need from them, because I know they're gonna be there to make me laugh every day, to help me out in like times of personal need, and it's just gonna be a shame if that I don't get to see them as much as I do now.
Oh shit, I'm gonna miss Sherm. Just because he's the best drinking buddy ever.
I'd probably say Justin. Bubbles, his on-field and off-field presence is fantastic. He's always there for anyone to talk. He was there a lot for me.
I'm gonna miss everybody, but like everybody for different reasons. Like I'm gonna miss Justin incredibly so much because he has given everything he has to this team, and he loves us more than anybody will. I'm gonna miss like Luke and his fire, and his intensity, and his love for the game, and his love for this team. I'm gonna miss Lucas because he's just such a sunny personality, and he just like brings everybody up all of the time. I'm gonna miss like Finkler and him just like bidding for everything, being so loud on the sideline, his hucks, his baby blues, and that mane, you know. I'm gonna miss Sherm for just like being so fun and personal and making me feel comfortable all the time. I'm gonna miss Enderby for being a beast on the field and a fun guy off the field. I'm gonna miss Flip for always making me want to get better, for always like challenging me. I'm gonna miss so much about so many different people.